Water supply and sanitation in Vietnam. Progress, challenges, and the path forward. Vietnam, a country known for its rich culture and beautiful landscapes, faces significant challenges when it comes to water supply and sanitation. Despite its abundant water resources, thanks to the 2,360 rivers that traverse its landscape, the nation struggles to provide adequate access to clean water and proper sanitation to its rapidly growing population. The issue is complex, involving a mix of infrastructure challenges, pollution, and environmental concerns. But there are also positive efforts underway to address these pressing needs. Abundant water resources but uneven distribution. Vietnam's geographical diversity is both a blessing and a challenge when it comes to water supply. The country's rivers collectively discharge around 310 billion cubic meters of water annually, but most of this occurs during the rainy season, which accounts for 70% of the total discharge. While this sounds like a lot, the uneven distribution of water throughout the year leads to shortages in some regions, particularly during the dry season. This geographical imbalance makes water management a critical issue, especially in areas that depend on agriculture and industry for their livelihoods. Urban areas, especially in fast-growing cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, are facing increasing water demands as more people migrate to these cities. While the overall water production capacity in Vietnam exceeds current demand, this surplus does not translate to equitable access. According to a 2008 survey by the Vietnam Water Supply and Sewerage Association, VWSA, many urban water supply systems have been developed without proper management or planning. This has led to an infrastructure where only about 1/3 of district towns have access to piped water, leaving large sections of the population reliant on less reliable water sources. Infrastructure development, progress, and gaps. The underdevelopment of clean water infrastructure is one of the biggest obstacles in Vietnam's water supply system. Even though water production has improved in recent years, with new treatment facilities and pipelines being built, many regions, particularly rural areas, still struggle to access safe water. Clean water is often available to only a small proportion of the population, and in some rural areas, people still depend on untreated surface water, which can be unsafe for consumption. Urban areas have better access to piped water, but even there, the coverage is far from comprehensive. The rapid urbanization of cities has outpaced the development of water infrastructure, resulting in inconsistent access. Some households have to rely on private water vendors or drill their own wells, leading to concerns about water quality, especially given the high levels of industrial pollution. Vietnam's industries, particularly factories, have historically released untreated wastewater into rivers and lakes. This pollution affects both urban and rural water sources, creating public health risks. Domestic wastewater, often untreated, is also frequently discharged into surface water bodies, further exacerbating the pollution problem. As a result, many water sources that communities depend on have been contaminated, leading to a growing public health crisis. Public health concerns and pollution. The contamination of water resources is a major issue in Vietnam, particularly as pollution from industrial and agricultural activities continues to rise. Polluted water sources are a breeding ground for diseases, and the public health impact is substantial. Many communities are exposed to contaminated water, which can lead to waterborne diseases such as cholera and dysentery. In rural areas, the situation is even more precarious, as people often rely on untreated groundwater, which has been found to contain dangerously high levels of arsenic in certain regions. The health risks posed by water contamination have raised alarm among local populations, and in recent years, there has been a growing movement towards addressing these issues. Both local and international organizations have become involved in efforts to improve water quality, introducing technologies such as water filtration systems and water testing programs. Universities in Vietnam, in collaboration with foreign institutions, have also taken up the challenge by researching and developing affordable solutions for providing clean water to underserved communities. International support and solutions. Recognizing the scale of Vietnam's water and sanitation challenges, several foreign governments and international organizations have stepped in to provide aid and technical support. One notable partner has been the government of the Netherlands, which has made significant investments in Vietnam's water-related sectors. These investments include water treatment projects aimed at improving access to clean water, particularly in areas most affected by industrial pollution. The Dutch government's involvement is not surprising, given the Netherlands' own expertise in water management. With rising concerns about climate change, flooding, and pollution in Vietnam, the collaboration with foreign partners like the Netherlands provides both financial and technical assistance in developing sustainable water management practices. Additionally, Vietnam has made strides in the sanitation sector. As of 2015, 78% of the population had access to improved sanitation, which includes safe latrines and sewage systems. However, there is still a significant portion of the population, approximately 21 million people, who lack access to these improved facilities. Rural areas lag behind urban regions, with 70% of rural residents having access to proper sanitation compared to 94% in urban areas. The disparity highlights the need for continued investment in rural sanitation infrastructure, government initiatives, and future plans. In response to these pressing issues, the Vietnamese government has started to take more active measures. For instance, the Construction Ministry has been working to apply high-tech methods and information technology, IT, to improve the country's water supply and drainage systems. These technologies are being integrated to monitor and manage water resources more effectively, ensuring that infrastructure is maintained and upgraded in line with population growth and environmental challenges. However, the road ahead is not without obstacles. Limited funding remains a significant challenge, especially in rural areas where the cost of developing new water and sanitation infrastructure is high. Additionally, climate change is expected to put more pressure on Vietnam's water resources, with rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns likely to increase the frequency of droughts and floods. Another positive development has been the Health Ministry's commitment to improving water quality standards. Beginning in June 2019, the ministry established water inspection units across the country. These units are tasked with conducting unannounced inspections to ensure that water supplies meet safety standards. This is a crucial step, as previous years have seen many cases of health issues caused by poor water quality and unhygienic conditions. Conclusion: addressing the water challenge. Vietnam's water supply and sanitation sector is a complex landscape marked by both progress and ongoing challenges. While the country has made significant strides in expanding access to clean water and improving sanitation, there are still many gaps that need to be addressed. Pollution, infrastructure deficits, and uneven access between urban and rural areas continue to be significant barriers to achieving universal access to clean water and sanitation. However, with continued support from both domestic and international partners, and with the government's increased focus on modernizing water management practices, there is hope that Vietnam will be able to overcome these challenges. The road ahead requires significant investment, innovation, and collaboration, but the foundations are being laid for a more sustainable and equitable water future. Vietnam's journey toward ensuring safe water and sanitation for all its citizens is not just a matter of infrastructure. It's a matter of health, well-being, and ultimately, a key component of the country's future development. As the country continues to grow, addressing these issues will be critical to ensuring a better quality of life for all its people.